Good morning. Welcome to the Power of Self-Evolution. My name is Karen Lovely. I am the creator of this podcast, and it's all about evolving consciousness, developing the newest part of the brain located in the frontal lobes, which is just behind the forehead. And today, I want to talk about the aftermath, if you will, of the death of my beloved Angel, his barn name, Angel. His registered name is Hermoso CV the Third, which is Spanish for beautiful in the masculine, which translated into English is handsome. So my gorgeous Andalusian gelding horse passed away June 3rd of last year. So that'll be June 3rd, 2024. And a lot of time has passed since. And now I'm here to talk about all the blessings, the miracles, the magic that have come of it, and what has evolved for me and what has helped to retrain my brain and mind to handle crisis, catastrophe, especially death. And death meaning the death of a being, the death of course, a human or an animal, pet, a loved one. But it also encompasses the death of a marriage, a relationship, a business partnership, the death of losing a favorite first automobile, a car, the death of changing accountants, the death of a career, the death of something as simple as a favorite shirt. I actually have a shirt that I love that is so worn, but I love the style. I tried to find it with the same brand name. They don't make it anymore. I'm not putting this blouse shirt out to pasture, but no pun intended. But it's like the death of losing your watch, a piece of jewelry, right? Selling that engagement ring after a divorce. It could be something, no death too large or small. So then we want to relate to this is, of course, death of a beloved pet, a horse in this particular case, but really looking at for yourselves the death of someone or something that is meaningful and significant in your life. And no one can ever take away the pain and loss if it's something that matters to you, it's important, that's tied to your heart, your soul, your spirit, that you, for whatever reasons, were tied to mentally and emotionally. So that said, we're on the other side of it, and I'm welcoming, of course, my beloved dear friend, former client, and now family member, my chosen mother, my chosen friend, my chosen mother, my chosen godmother. You're really my chosen godmother. And that said, good morning, Marilyn. How are you? Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Karen. I'm delighted to be here.
Yes. So I believe, yes, not I believe, I know that when we recorded the before snapshot just after Angel's passing, you were on that podcast with me. And I actually tried to record several other podcasts without really knowing what I was doing. Um, but it was out of succession. It has been so long. I had to go back to the files. So none of that content was usable. So now we're just going to cut to the aftermath, but the before shot, after shot of where I am now from that very poignant crisis of losing the death, and how that death triggered, of course, the death of my father, and then triggered the death of my beloved sister. So, now we're talking about, well, first of all, what's so interesting is the anniversary date of Angel's passing is June 3rd, but I only got that information from you, Marilyn, because we were talking offline, having a conversation as we often do, and we
Hmm.
were and you actually said happy anniversary, and I said anniversary for what? So please tell me, that about that. I love it.
Well, my experience has been with my own losses in my life that often when the anniversary comes around, that there's something in your spirit or in the cycle that you often go through it again.
Mm. Okay. Okay, so that inspired you to record the date of
Yes.
Angel's passing?
Hmm. Because many times we don't recognize that that we're going through it again, through
Mhm.
aspects of it again. Not perhaps to the depth that you went through it the first time, but it's something in your psyche that just in the cycle that you simply experience your feelings and your thoughts. Your emotions are engaged again.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, this is amazing because I want to tell you something. You're actually talking about yourself,
Yes.
right? This is not me. I don't record dates. I don't barely do birth dates, right? I don't go through that cycle, if that makes sense,
Hmm.
as much as most people do. But then again, I don't think I do anything like regular normal humans. That's another conversation
Yeah.
for another day, but you get
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
So thank you for recording that date. I did not. Uh, that isn't as significant to me, but you're absolutely correct, spot on. It's a brilliant observation because most people do relive the trauma come the anniversary date, just like a happy anniversary or birthday, yes.
Hmm.
But this, of course, I know you lost your daughter.
Yes.
Nothing worse, as far as I'm concerned, than losing a child. Nothing. I don't care what anyone says. That
I
is the
agree.
worst.
Yeah.
Okay. And no one knows better.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. So thank you. But I also want to make the distinction and distinguish that I don't function that way. And I don't think I really ever have, to be honest. It's not my personality. However, what I am seeing is, yes, a pivotal moment, anniversary date of a loss. If we can transform this situation into, it's not so much what we lost, is the anniversary date of the death that had us gain so much, had us have blessings beyond our wildest dreams and imagination. That's
Exactly.
worth celebrating.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And
Hmm.
that's my way of transforming the situation. Because if I'm going to record a date and relive it, it better be all magnificently, beautifully fun and free and enticing and compelling and riveting and exuberant and delicious.
Yes. And you're a master at doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. So, the one thing I do want to say here is shortly thereafter, though, June 3rd, the passing, this is the fastest I've ever gone because I keep my commitment and dedication to self mastery of really being powerful in my mind, my heart, my soul, my being
Hmm.
to transform crisis, to
Yes.
transform heartache and pain, to
Hmm.
transform the loss of everything and everyone, the littlest thing, the littlest one, all of it. And in this particular case, I can say, because of all my losses and experiences and this conscious evolutionary work, and digging deep, I was able to fly through the death, the pain, the emotions, the heartache so quickly, so rapidly. into the miracles. As a matter of fact, I'm remembering as I was going through Angel laying down, he wouldn't get up, waiting for the vet. The vet gets there. The vet says he needs to go to the hospital. Now we have to hold Angel up. He had some painkillers. But I remember saying, blessings, blessings are on their way. Blessings are on their way. Blessings are on their way. So that was like the
Mm-hmm.
next level,
Yeah.
right? The blessings are on their way. So in short, what I learned from that though is the blessings were happening all along the way, but I wasn't saying that. I was like, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
Now in retrospect, having gone through that, the experience has me go, wait a minute, the blessings were happening in real time just as I was going through the travesty, the heartache, like watching him go down. I knew it was different because he had just been another emergency call just 3 weeks, almost to the day prior to this situation. We went through the exact deja vu situation. He went down. I said, he's going to the hospital, right? Emergency vet call, emergency hauler call. We did that. Cut to 3 weeks later, here we are doing it again. And that's the first time sparked me to say the blessings are on their way. The second time, once Angel passed, now I'm saying, oh my gosh, in retrospect, because we use the past to inform for the present, to
Mm-hmm.
enhance and amplify the future, meaning that we can use the past to transform our present and
Yes.
have
Mm-hmm.
a reframe our perceptions, our thoughts, and back it up with emotions, which become our belief systems. So now, cut to just over a year, but it was shortly thereafter. So I was saying June 3rd, I think just a week or two later, I recorded, and I had been through most of the pain and hurt so quickly. And
Yes.
that's how we do it. It's like I can say, and what the one of the biggest takeaways here is that in retrospect, the blessings were already in play. I just wasn't saying that. I wasn't recognizing them as blessings in the now. The blessing was the vet immediately came over. The next blessing was the hauler happened to be available, and her husband, her horse hauling partner and husband, happened to be available. He had just gotten off work. These are blessings.
Yes.
So the
Yes.
two of them could have shown up, and then it was just a matter of hitching up the trailer and heading over. Blessing, blessing. Oh, another blessing that was in real time is I had like three intern ranch hands working, but my best one of the three, maybe even four, just happened to, it was on her shift that
Mm-hmm.
Angel got sick, got cast up in the fence. He was stuck under the gate. His legs were stuck under the gate, and they're heavy, heavy wooden gates, like 7 feet tall wooden gates. She just happened to be the one working that shift with all the experience. She was
Yes.
able to get him. So that's what we want to look at when we're going through things, if we want to shortcut it and learn from it quickly. Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
So when I'm saying all this, Marilyn, would you like to say something? Is there something that's clicking for you here?
Well, recognizing the blessings and loss was one of the things that made a difference for you,
Mm-hmm.
right from the beginning. And and you did absolutely everything that needed to be done. You didn't worry about the money, you didn't worry about the time. You were able to focus on the emergency.
Mm.
And that goes a long way
Yeah, it
for
does.
that goes a long way in helping.
Yes, thank you for represencing that. That is exactly right. Because I've been through this with so many horses in the past and made so many mistakes and failed so miserably in doing the best for not just myself, but for the animals,
Yeah.
and having all that failure and learning from that failure had me
Mhm.
be exponentially more successful in dealing with this crisis.
Yes.
And thank you for that. That means a lot. And when you say I did everything right, that was one of the epiphanies that came of it, because I remember crying, saying, "Oh gosh," because I was wavering. The expense of horses into surgery from a colic is just. tens of thousands of dollars,
Yes.
and there are
Yes.
no guarantees.
Right.
And so I had to really seriously think about this. And I, I didn't want, often because I'm now more responsible in my finances and my budgeting and
Mhm.
you know, being a smart spender, a smart saver, a smart earner, a
Yes.
smart investor.
Mhm.
Uh, but to be honest, this kind of cut into the budget for other things, right? Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, so I had to think about it. Um, and in the past, like who's not going to think like naturally you're going, oh my gosh, can I afford this? Is this the right time?
Yeah.
You know, and I had to say no. I'm not going to let that be an excuse. So I really had to work through it. We thought they were able to tell us something at the hospital, but it looked like he had to go to surgery.
Yeah.
So the minute they say, I'm sorry, we got to go to surgery, now you see the dollar signs racking up, ding, 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 like on the
Yeah.
little dial. And I had to talk to a couple friends, but I remember thinking, oh my gosh, can I live with myself? Can I afford not to go to
Exactly.
surgery? Hmm.
Exactly. And you really can't afford not to do everything you possibly can because it really makes a difference in your feelings and attitude.
Well, that's exactly it. It really came to like with the money situation, can we afford to monetarily? But the bigger question was, can I afford it mentally, emotionally,
Yes.
spiritually?
Yes,
That
exactly.
that was the question,
Mhm.
right? As finally training myself, I used to be a very fly by night, a careless spender, you know,
Mhm. Yeah.
and I've trained myself to spend strategically. So
Yes.
that jumped in. But could I have afforded it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so that wasn't really the issue. I didn't want to spend more than I have to because that's smart.
Yeah.
However, I definitely could not afford the guilt, the shame,
Yes.
and
Exactly.
the guilt of
Yes.
I should have. I knew as I worked only because I was working through it as it was happening,
Yes,
digging deep,
exactly.
right?
Mhm.
I realize in talking to you and talking to my horse friends who are the haulers, how they have done it in the past. You have to really think about this, but then it clicked. Can I afford to not do this and live with myself in my heart?
Exactly, and that's
Uh-huh.
what happens. Then you have bitterness and, that you didn't do everything that you could have done.
Yeah, shame, guilt,
Shame.
shame,
Exactly. Guilt, shame, bitterness.
and self criticism, self judgment. We carry that with us. It festers. And I
Yes.
couldn't afford that. I've worked too hard for too
Mhm.
long. And I said, oh my gosh. So it was never ever about, and I always say this, what meets the eye. It was more about my self evolution, my inner
Exactly.
self and my self
Mhm.
confidence, my self trust, my self faith.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
Self-trust.
Self
That's a
trust.
yeah,
Yeah.
self-trust.
Can I
Can I
trust
trust
myself?
myself to be responsible?
Hmm. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is a huge concept to train into.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
yes. And so I opted for the surgery. And that's when we found out that it was probably like almost 100% he wouldn't have made it through because there was dead intestinal tissue.
Mm.
So, yeah. So when there's dead intestinal tissue and he has intestinal issues, call it the number one killer of horses, that did not give me any I wouldn't say it gave me in the moment any peace, but it was realistically it would have been a long shot for him to live a quality life after the surgery.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yes, exactly.
And so that was worth it. So when we're
Mhm.
talking about this time, through all my mistakes and successes, but mostly mistakes, it was really my mistakes that informed my
Mhm.
higher uh my higher self and my my internal power and
Exactly.
confidence.
Mhm.
It was definitely, yeah, we're going to surgery. And then I could look in and without regret, very little to no
Exactly.
regret, shame, or guilt.
Yes, exactly. When you do everything that can be done, then
Yes,
you can have peace. There's no
exactly.
peace if you think, "I if only I had done this, if only I had done that." Then there's no peace.
No, there's no peace. And this is just the beginning of what I got out of it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing we had talked about, I remember shortly thereafter, was you had made a comment because you personally were dealing with your own inner bitterness that we had been talking about,
Yes,
that
yes.
you actually made the comment of how I was able to transcend that bitterness so quickly. Do you remember that
Yes.
conversation?
Yes, I do remember, and it was wonderful that you were able to do that. It's very difficult, and you train to transcend things.
I do.
You train to do that,
Mhm.
and that's really the key
Mhm.
for you, and this key actually for all of us.
Yeah, at the highest levels, we have transformation, creating the new, and then we have transcendence.
Yes,
I've always been about transcendence.
exactly.
So when you brought that up,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't look at it that way." So it
Right.
was really, thank you for bringing that to my awareness in that conversation.
Yes.
Um,
So the
yeah,
what's wonderful is and you are such a master at this, is when you can let go of something. When you have peace and you can let go of something, then you can see the blessings. You can see the blessings. You can see the that it opens up new possibilities. It opens up a new blessing. And you were able to
yes,
do that. You were able to transcend it because you could see the blessings in the loss.
yes. Oh, a thought just came across my mind. Oh shoot, as you were talking, but I wanted to make sure you finished that. Um, yeah, there's Necessary Losses, the name of the book. I bought the book.
Mhm.
I never read the book. Still have the book somewhere. The title says it all. What else do we need to know? Just kidding. I'm sure there's some great stuff in there. But this was a necessary loss. Yeah.
Yes.
Is
Yes.
that, um, oh, but you're saying, yes, the ability to let go, let the past go,
Mhm.
let that which no longer serves us, our heart, our soul, our mind, our emotions, letting it go. That is an
Yes.
art form. That is not easy. Easier said than done, is the letting go, letting go. But what really hit me was now it's deeper. Is as you were speaking, I just in my imagination, I was seeing in my mind's eye the death of my sister.
Mhm. Yeah.
That was the most painful, almost killed me, literally.
Mhm.
That's what got me here.
Yes.
Like the big part of healing through that. And it took years.
Yes.
And I just had only, because of that, was introduced to this type of work that I, uh, you know, practice, preach, teach,
Mhm. Yes.
but willing to let go. I just am so grateful for
Mhm.
that pain,
Yes.
for that wake up call to get me
Yes. Mhm.
here, to get me here. Yes.
Yeah, so tell more about what you let go of.
Yeah.
What did you let go of that made the difference?
Oh, wow. That's a great question now that you're asking. I was able to let go of anything being wrong here. I would,
Bingo.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
I was I was able to let go. This is bigger, I think, for me, the material
Mhm.
world.
Yes.
right? I was able to let go of the horse that I paid the most for, I had invested the most into. You see
Mhm.
this? That's
Yes.
big.
Mhm.
I was able to let go of uh, the shame, any
Yes.
guilt.
Yes.
Yeah, the anger. Oh, my big thing is anger. In
Yes.
that movie Inside Out, I should have been the
Yes.
character for anger,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yes.
because I, after my sister died, every ounce of anger that I ever had repressed, suppressed, and oppressed started to show up. And
Yes.
boy, was it fierce,
Mhm.
you know? It kind of like untapped something scary.
Right.
Yeah. But it was
Yes.
all there. The anger was already there as a child. I
Yes.
believe in utero, to be honest with you,
Yes.
because my mother
Yes.
had a lot of unresolved, deep seated anger, guilt, shame, pain in her own
Yes.
life. But anyway,
Mhm.
that's letting go of the anger. And
Yes.
also the things that I would say, like, "Why me? How come this happens to me?"
Yes.
Letting
Yes.
go, "I'm jinxed, there's another curse, like, what did I do wrong? Like, why is this happening to me and not somebody else? I mean, I'm essentially a good person. I care about humanity." Like, letting go of all that jibber jab garbage,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly. And you
Oh,
did it so
victim,
quickly. Yes.
victim. Letting go
Right?
of being a victim, letting go of being a martyr,
Yes. Yes.
right?
And that is what you're so strong in doing. And my
Yeah.
experience with you is the ability to do that and to do it quickly and take responsibility is so important.
Right, my big one that's coming up now is letting go of any remnants of self-hatred,
Yes.
self-guilt,
Yes, exactly.
and fundamentally for all human beings, letting go of not feeling I did enough. I am enough,
Yes.
right? Did I do enough? I could have done more. Ugh, right?
And the
No.
thing is we always think we can do more.
Right, we always think we could do more, but we can only do where we are mentally, emotionally.
Exactly.
To
Exactly.
what
And
to the
forgiving
level.
yourself. Forgive yourself and the
Yes.
circumstances and the other person. Just
Yeah,
forgiveness.
but we live life, Dr. David Gruder, we
Yeah.
live life and perform, this is me now, we perform at a level directly correlated to our wounding,
Yes.
not our, Dr. David, our best wishes or intentions.
Mhm.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's we can always do more, but even actually we cannot is what I'm saying. I'm dispelling that.
Yes,
We cannot
exactly.
do more.
We cannot do more.
No, because the unconscious wounding will not have it, will not allow it. Get
Right.
the unconscious wounding handled.
Yes.
And now we can say it was more than enough,
Yeah.
right? Because I did do more than enough. The
Yes,
vet
you
said,
did.
I did. The vet said, feed him wet hay for just a few days after he came back from the hospital, the
Yes.
first time. I was still, I was still 3 weeks later feeding him the wet hay the best way. That
Yes.
was more than enough. And you can never go wrong by feeding wet hay
Yeah.
over an extended period of time because it adds water. You see this? And
Yes.
so I did more than enough. And I remember saying, which was so interesting. The first time he went to the equine hospital emergency call, I said, you know what? Next time I'm not even calling the vet. I'm going to go straight to the hospital.
Mm.
You see this?
Yeah.
However, I had to call my vet because we needed the drugs. How do you like that? He
Yeah.
was so bad. That was the
Mhm.
only reason. He was so down on the ground. I had to
Yeah.
call the vet. But the
Yeah.
point is, I jumped right into more than enough.
Yes, you
You see
did.
this? And
Yes.
covered my bases in the material world
Uh-huh.
all over the place. And that's new for me. That was looking backwards and represencing that is priceless.
Yeah.
And that's like more miracles and more miracles. So I'm trying to go chronologically what had happened. So,
Mhm.
okay, here's the absolutely best thing that I want to represence and really talk about was I'm very spiritual. I've been called a sage and a muse and a what else? A savant. I have sixth sense abilities, a keen intuition. How would you describe that knowing me all these years, Marilyn? My mother called me psychic, but right? Do you have a word? What resonates with you?
Well,
I
what
can see
resonates
things.
with me is you have you have an ability to cut through the the perceptions and the well, that's what I would say, that you have an ability to see things from a spiritual
Well, okay, yeah,
angle. Yeah, that you have that you're open. You are open.
yeah, but okay, it's spidey senses.
Yes.
That's what I would say. You don't have to agree with me. I have spidey senses. I feel things. I'm a tremendous empath.
Yes,
And I
yes.
know things without knowing how I know them. I just know through a
Yes.
feeling, a sense. I can't even,
Mhm.
words can't even describe it. Yes. But I
Yes.
also feel a connection to the spirit world, to
Yes.
energy that is, to beings that have crossed over. So I remember feeling Angel talking to me as I was crying. I
Mhm.
think I was speaking to you. Was it you I was speaking to? Probably. But I remember hearing Angel, if Angel could talk, I heard a message from above. And that message was, like, it's okay, mommy, kind of thing,
Yeah, yeah.
right? That it's time for you to focus on you, not me.
Yeah.
I had to go because you weren't getting what you wanted or doing what you wanted, what your divine purpose on earth is.
Mhm.
Like that was the message I got. It was
Yeah.
more simple than that, but that's in remembering that I just had the spidey sense. I just heard the messaging. Sometimes I see images that are symbolic,
Mhm.
but it's okay. It was my time to go so you could focus on your divine calling and purpose
Mhm.
because you're spending way too much time with me avoiding
Mhm.
why you're on this earth.
Yeah.
That now is how I started to, right,
Mhm.
resonate. He didn't say that was the message. The message was now you can focus on your divine calling.
Yes.
And
Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
so that was a message that I got that resonates with me. And
Mhm.
am about all those messages and I can tune in intentionally.
Yes.
And that's the greatest gift that that you can't put a price on. And it resonated to the point where it shifted almost instantaneously. It shifted everything.
Yes.
So it's not just choosing consciously to let go. It was all of a sudden I saw it in a brand new way.
Right.
Hmm. Right. Because it's so easy to focus on almost justifiable excuses,
Yes.
which I call them almost justifiable.
Mhm.
And in retrospect, I saw because ultimately being in training, which I'm in training now, riding
Mhm.
horses, having horses isn't the reason ultimately why I'm on Earth, planet Earth. It's
Mhm.
just a bonus, what I call it, right?
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
Mhm.
And I was spending a little too much time horsing around. Ha ha ha. Yes.
Yeah.
Thinking I had to be responsible for it. But in retrospect only, I could see it was more of an addiction,
Mm.
not an obsession. My distinction is addiction is driven by fear, obsession is driven by pleasure, passion,
Mhm.
right? Now,
Right.
people can confuse the two, but that's how I have it is
Mhm.
that, and it's mostly subconscious and predominantly unconscious. is once you start to see what the true driving source energy and feelings are, then we'll
Mhm.
know if it's an addiction or an obsession. And looking back, it was more I was driven by distraction.
Mm.
I was driven by distraction and didn't know it till after the fact. And so, because it took a lot of time and energy, and it wasn't ultimately feeding into my ultimate life's, existential purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
It's a byproduct of it, believe
Yeah.
it, actually.
Yeah.
And so, once that happened, and I was able to let go of being a victim, a martyr, the anger, the
Mhm.
resentment. I don't really quite resonate. I guess you can call it bitterness. I'm just blatantly pissed off, freaking angry person.
Yes.
If I'm triggered into anger,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And because I express it.
Yes.
Bitterness, I feel, is anger, and resentment unexpressed is
I
bitterness.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
that's my
Yes.
distinction. But I was able to quickly, like, I can't even believe how fast, move through, oh, this was divine intervention and divinely orchestrated. And it played itself out perfectly to precision. And that's how it felt, everything lining up to precision. And so then I was able to go, oh my gosh, time to really dig deeper into what's missing to see why I was able to be distracted. You see that?
Yes, yes.
And now, guess what? The jig's up. Once I realized that, good news, bad news, right? The good news is to realize, it was a distraction,
Mhm.
but the bad news is the jig's up. Now I got to face it.
Mm. And the thing about you that, one of the things that I really admire is that you're always willing to be responsible,
Uh-huh.
and it's the unwillingness to be responsible that causes bitterness, I think, or one
Yeah.
of
So
the factors.
right. But what do you mean by responsible? If people don't know what that word means, most people don't.
Okay, being
Okay.
responsible is seeing that you create we actually create our lives. We recreate our circumstances many times, and we certainly create our perceptions. I mean, our perceptions are, we allow our perceptions to create our attitudes, how we view things,
Okay.
and what
No,
we're
that's
willing
not
to take
helping people.
responsible for.
Yeah.
So,
That,
what,
that
okay,
distinction isn't going to be helpful for people who aren't really aware of what it means to truly be responsible. A lot of people actually have responsibility tied to the negative, to blame, actually, and shame.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Okay. So let me help you.
that's great. That's where you can make a difference for people, is the
Yes.
clarity. You create clarity.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So what you're really saying is what we mean by responsibility is to actually stop blaming and shaming. That's what it means to be responsible, is to face it, face the fears, dig deeper, and say, wait a minute, it's really the lack, being responsible is the lack of blame of someone or something else. Is that interesting? Now that you
Mm,
brought that up, yeah.
yeah.
Stop blaming the economy, stop blaming your spouse, stop blaming, you know, the driver in front of you,
Yes.
right? The elderly senior driver wearing Coke bottle glasses in front of us. Like, let's not blame.
Yes.
So when we're in blame, we're actually a victim.
Yeah.
And when we're a victim and we're blaming, we're actually a martyr. So if we can say, instead of saying be responsible, no, I'm saying stop being a victim, stop being a martyr, own it, and believe that you can, at the very least, change it, as opposed to playing the blame game. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I
Or
do. There's no power
no,
in that, in
no.
being a victim. A victim has no power.
Right. We can't stand. strong and powerfully erect, emotionally and mentally. You understand
Right.
this?
Yes.
Which, oh gosh, I just, and this is why a lot of men have erectile dysfunction, but that's another podcast for another
Yes,
day.
exactly.
Oh boy, probably people want that podcast more now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that just came to me is we don't have the ability to say, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I failed in my character, in my attitude. I'm not a failure as a human being. That's impossible. But I made a mistake
Yeah.
because people associate if they actually admit that, then it's associated with therefore I'm a failure, I'm a loser. I'm no good, I'm not good enough, I don't matter. And that's why people aren't able to get out of
Mm.
victimhood or martyrdom. Yes, that's what we're really
Yes.
talking about. I mean, this is huge. Wow. Woo! Right down the rabbit hole we go. Is so you keep saying be responsible. I'm saying no, for people really to understand this is stop blaming,
Yes. Yes.
right? Stop hiding, stop cowering to taking charge of your life and stepping into it through the
Yes.
good, the bad, the ugly, and learn how to not take it personally. That you're not a loser, you're not good enough, you're not inadequate, you're not inferior. Get a hold of yourself, but train for it because we have to train to get out of that. Okay. But I don't want to go too far down that road. I just wanted you, Marilyn, since you're the only one here, if no one ever listens to this, that's okay. I'm fine with it. I want to get something from it and I want you to get something from it. So that just helped you with, right, saying, instead of saying be responsible, understand how people compute the information. You can't just tell people to be responsible. You have to explain and have them understand what that even means,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Mhm.
And so we're back to the miracles of where that's what I started to look at. Where am I being irresponsible or where am I being a victim?
Yes.
Where am I being a martyr?
Mhm.
And that's what I started to immediately work on next, which only brought me answers, which only brought me peace and
Yes.
power.
Yes, exactly.
You see this?
Mhm.
So what's coming up for you right now? Because your energy, I can even feel it. Is there
Well,
anything?
it's I can see that that peace, having peace about things really opens up the possibility, opens up what's next. Peace is what allows me to be to transcend a circumstance, taking
Uh,
response. Well, letting go of blame brings peace for me.
letting go. Yes, exactly. And that's okay. That's what you're getting here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that it's a letting go of the blame
Mm-hmm.
that brings the peace.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so when I was able to do that, that's what helped me to move through this
Mm-hmm.
and keep going. But again, I was talking about the flip side of the coin, which is now I got to face myself. And this is where most humans cower. They
Yes.
don't mean to. So we speak great intentions, yes,
Mm-hmm.
consciously, but
Yes.
fulfilling upon them subconsciously and unconsciously is a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
It's where we're most confronted. So
Yes.
that's where I was next,
Mm-hmm.
is realizing, well, I don't have that power. I don't say who stays and who dies, who lives and who dies.
Mm-hmm.
I could choose to look at this as a tremendous loss, poor me, or I
Mm-hmm.
could choose to look at it as a tremendous loss and what am I to gain here? What am I to get here that would
Exactly.
only enhance and amplify my
Right.
life?
Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I chose, obviously, who wouldn't? But now I have to face the reality of my divine calling and purpose on this
Mm-hmm.
earth.
Yeah.
And that is the next deal, right? is now working through all of that to stay out of my own way to continue on that path. But again, we want to really emphasize just for today in this particular podcast is that the blessings are so far beyond the material world. What we think we see. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so much, this is what I believe. It wasn't so much I lost a horse. It was more about gaining more of me.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Gaining more inner power, inner confidence, inner courage,
Yes, exactly.
inner inner trust, inner integrity, inner responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Getting
exactly.
more away from any shame or guilt. Getting
Yes.
away from any more uh, negative feelings about myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is really about. Okay, so now where we are is so interesting. So the things that I started to get next was, oh boy, now I really got to face myself. Oh great, now I get to face myself and focus. Yes, you see
Yes.
this?
Yes, uh-huh.
But here's where it gets tricky. Consciously, I'm getting all this information, but still my unconscious and subconscious programming is on high alert to distract me from staying focused on what I say I want consciously. Does that make sense?
Yes, completely.
Yeah. So now I'm battling to
Yes.
focus on my career. It's really not a career, it's my divine purpose.
Yes.
Okay? And that's this work. That's practicing it,
Yes.
right? Creating
Mhm.
it for myself through my methodologies, right? My
Yes.
distinctions,
Mhm.
and then preaching it, then teaching it.
Yes.
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 And stay in alignment with who I am now. Because as
Yes.
I'm doing this, I'm evolving myself into the next level, the next level, the next level. But I'm
Yes.
going to tell
Yes.
you, it's the most confronting thing I've ever had to deal with now at this
Yes.
level.
Yes. Mhm.
So now we have to cut to, as I'm going through this, the year. Okay, here's normally what we do then in great pain. And we don't see all this stuff. Guess what we do? We start to distract ourselves and simply put, go get another horse,
Yes.
right? That's what people do.
Exactly.
That's what I've done over and over again,
Yes.
made that mistake over and over again. And this time
Yes.
I caught myself and I said, oh, I don't want any more horses. As a matter of fact, I did feel like I'll never have, I, I actually said it. I never want to have another horse again that I love. I'm in training with that, is my baby.
Yes.
I remember feeling that. I don't want any more
Mhm.
horses. Then I had to think, well, we really got to think about this because you have a horse property. So now what, right?
Right.
Oh my
Exactly.
God, right? And so as a former real estate, investor and real estate sales,
Mhm.
uh yeah, I could turn it into some real estate thing. Whatever. I mean, so many options. Yes. Doesn't
Yes.
matter. I just
Exactly.
thought, "Oh God, no more horses ever." That's the pain. I said no more, no more. And then I said, "No, come on. You just need time to heal, keep going, focus on what you want." It's just a normal fear. Because
Yes.
then I was able to say, "No, just when you're back to your healing and this all makes sense, you'll be ready to expand your heart's capacity to allow, another horse in, if not many horses." So I was
Yes.
able to get through
Yes.
that next level.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, you were.
But what I'm saying is it's the next thing that was happening is because of my ability to create magic over and over again through the principles of magnetization, which I live
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
teach and
Yes.
preach.
Yes.
Guess what? I started to manifest a couple more horses. Oh, want another horse? I can get you another horse. Like people would say that to me. And I said, no. But the old me would have said, oh, yeah, let me take a look. So
Mhm.
that's what has been the greatest blessing whatsoever.
Yes, you haven't covered it up with another horse.
Exactly. I chose not to. And
Yes.
I chose to work through the pain, the agony, the confrontation, the fears of
Yes.
focusing to level up in my divine calling and purpose.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Mhm.
what I want to do now is I want to wrap up this podcast here and then get to the next podcast of talking about the miracles and the magic.
Okay.
So, that said,
Mhm.
Marilyn, from what we just discussed, what really hit home for you?
Well, the thing about the blame,
Mhm.
it has really hit home for me. So I can be responsible. So when we talk about responsibility, I can be willing to be responsible for blaming others
Mhm.
and to let go of the blaming others. I have no power when I blame somebody else, I've given them the power
Mhm.
in the circumstances. Then they have all the power. So of course I'm going to be bitter about it. You know, if I'm the victim, I have no power. But when I let go of the blaming somebody else, then it just opens up a whole new field, a whole new possibility for me of what I can, where I can be in action, what I can think and do, how I can view it.
Mhm. Okay, that's great. So I want to talk about this blame, where it comes from and why, and how come it's the go-to, right?
Yeah.
Is why is this even happening? Why aren't we able to get out of our victimhood? Why do we blame others? Because the brain is programmed to use everything and everyone outside of ourselves to make sense of it, to be the root cause and effect of our lives. It's a hardwired survival tactic that the brain is automatically set on by default because of the fear mechanism. Does that make sense?
Yes, completely.
Yes, and unless we understand this and see, it's this is why it's a default setting for all human beings to
Yes.
some degree or another, is if there's something wrong with you and or something amiss in your life, it has to be because of something outside of you, because of someone else or something else.
Yes, exactly.
That is a huge myth. But also understand the brain is that the human brain cannot automatically distinguish what is imagined and what is material reality.
Exactly.
Bob Proctor, subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. What I'm saying is, you know, by default, the human brain just takes the data and makes up some subjective view to try to make sense of our world.
Yes.
And often the data, the way the brain processes and puts together these little pieces of the puzzle, it's completely fake.
Yes.
It's an illusion. And that's why we, simply put, when we don't feel good and something feels wrong or is going wrong in our life, we automatically have to say it's because of you or because of this,
Yes.
because that's the limited view that the brain and mind work together to form. Unless we develop our consciousness to help the brain's default mechanism and fear mechanism for survival, dead or alive,
Right.
we have to override that with consciousness so that we
Mhm.
can make real sense with
Yes.
objective reality, so
Yes.
we can dispel the subjective, imaginary um, movie scene that we think is real. Does that make
Yes.
sense? This is big.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're all
exactly.
then delusional.
Yes.
right? Because you're notorious.
Yes.
You are notorious for blaming someone or something else with all the high
Yes.
level work that you've had and continue
Yes.
to do for yourself. Yes.
Yes.
And that's rooted in the self blame that you downloaded and installed early on in your childhood. That's
Exactly.
why it's so,
Exactly.
you know, it's so
Exactly.
ingrained in you.
If
Yes.
this is happening to me, there must be something wrong with me.
Yes, but you're not seeing that in the moment. Well,
No.
you're seeing that, but then you override it. I want you
Yes.
to understand. And then there's something wrong with me, but why don't we just stay there and work through it? No, the brain automatically goes, there's something wrong with me, there's something wrong here, your fault,
Yes.
right?
Right.
It's a kid's fault at school, your students that you teach. It's your
Yes.
husband's fault. It's
Exactly.
because of the economy or the religious beliefs or what the Catholic Church is doing. Yes?
Yes. Exactly.
Holy smokes. That is what I want to end this podcast with as a huge, profound, deep takeaway
Yes.
is where this all comes from and why is it just automatically the case,
Yes.
right? Is because we have been trained early on to blame.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Or we're not even blaming at first. We're just trying to make sense. So if we go back to the caveman days, yes,
Mm-hmm.
where consciousness there wasn't developed yet, right? And so the only thing the cave people had to worry about was food, shelter, right? Procreation, but dead or alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And survival.
Yeah, survival. Yeah, well, yes, dead or
Yeah.
alive, right? Yeah, surviving. So you're not
Mm-hmm.
dead.
Yeah.
And so it's something like if let's just say the caveman goes out and he doesn't kill dinner. He couldn't find the animal to kill to cook to eat for his family. Yes.
Yes.
So the caveman, the brain just goes, "Oh, no food." So it's because no tiger, no
Right.
dinosaur, right?
Right. Exactly.
It is because of the weather. Oh, the rain, so tiger not come out, so me not kill tiger. Me
Right.
have
Right.
nothing to kill.
Yeah.
You see this?
Yes.
And now that just
It's
gets
circumstances.
yeah,
Circumstances
it's
fault.
exactly. So it just gets passed on and passed on and passed on. If he had had this type of work or even anything remotely close,
Mm-hmm.
now developing his consciousness, he's saying, "Ooh, me not kill tiger. Ooh, not the weather fault, not the tiger fault. Me figure out another way to get dinner."
Yes. Exactly.
You see this?
Yeah.
Which takes him out of a victim and
Exactly.
out of circumstances, right?
Yes.
Predicting his reality.
And it
Gives
gives
him
the
the inner
power
power.
to find something else to eat.
Yeah, so then he can go to the river and catch some fish.
Exactly.
Yes?
Or plants.
Oh, yes. Or he could like see if he could eat some of the plants. Exactly. So that's what we really want to pay attention to.
Mhm.
And when it's so ingrained over time, over years, yes,
Yes.
this is why the brain by default can retrieve that data so supersonically fast to keep you in the blame of others.
Right.
Yes, unless we consciously
Exactly.
catch it and go, okay,
Exactly. Yeah.
no, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm not going to be a martyr here. I'm not going to blame someone or something else. I'm going to step up, face it. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong here. And I'm going to take my confidence back, my self esteem back. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to have faith in myself. I'm going to trust myself. And I'm going to, step into it, face it, transform it, change it.
Exactly. Transform
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Exactly.
And so, in short, that's what I was able to do with the death of Angel. But with every death of anyone or anything comes an opportunity, a grand opportunity for new life. Yes,
Absolutely.
new life. And
Yes.
that's what we're going to talk about next on the next podcast of this series.
New
So,
life. Yes.
yes, new life. So, Marilyn, thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you.
Um,
It's always a pleasure to be with you, and it's always I get to grow. I get to grow
mhm.
and make it new distinctions. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is the power of self evolution, right? Really learning how to be madly, passionately in love with yourself, trust yourself, be the source of what you desire in life, and magnetize that to create it in your reality. And this is what I absolutely believe and live, and I'm wishing that for all of you. And now the next episode we're going to talk about the miracles and the magic and how it all works and what causes the miracles and magic to actually turn into reality. All right. So thank you so much, and I'm just wishing everyone huge, profound, deep inner acceptance of sense of self, to know who you are, who you're not, and to love yourself unconditionally. So thank you all so much.
Thank you.